Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about how you can open an issue on a GitHub repository. And to do this, we're going to be using the Eventing Kafka broker from Knative. So let's get started. We're going to come over to the Issue tab within this top navigation bar and click into it. From here, you're going to want to click the New Issue button on the right-hand side. For me, this button is green, but if you've changed your color theme in GitHub, it may be a different color. Once I click on that, I'm presented with a screen which has a couple options, and these options are issue templates. In Knative, we've got bug, we've got feature request, and we've got report a security vulnerability. However, these are configured on a repository by repository basis, so it might be different for your specific repository, or they might not even have any templates, in which case we'll just be taken to the next scene we're going to see in a minute where you write your issue. And again, if I don't like one of these templates, I can also click this open a blank issue link right at the bottom. So today, let's open a feature request. Let's get started with that by clicking on the Get Started button. The first thing you're going to want to do with any issue, including a feature request in this case, is write a descriptive title. For my issue, I'm going to write port the refactored new events filters tests from eventing core. And that's short, but it describes what the issue is doing. You don't want to be too long here, but you also don't want to not describe the issue. Next, I'm going to put a summary of the problem. And I wrote this ahead of time, so I'm just going to paste that in. But it's a slight expansion on what I wrote at the top, while not going into too many details. The point is to be to the point, but give some context that's maybe not relevant to the title. Next, I want to provide a persona. Here, I'm going to say this is for Knative developers, because this test will be easier for us to develop in the future once this is done. Now, I want some exit criteria, or something that indicates that the problem has been resolved. For us, this is the new events filters tests are run with the newly refactored test suite. So, pretty straightforward. We're trying to use the newly refactored test suite from Eventing Core in this issue, so we're just saying if they're run with the newly refactored test suite, we're good to go. If this is a bigger feature, this might be more complicated in terms of the exit criteria. And then in Knative, we also like to provide a time estimate, so I'm going to say 1 day for this one. And that's all you need to do for a feature request. Now, depending on the community you're in, you might get a different template. We recommend always trying to fill out that template. But if there's no template, the key things you want to do are have a descriptive title, have some summary with a bit more context on your issue, and then explain what it means for this issue to be complete. And with that, I can click on Submit New Issue at the bottom, and I've made an issue, and we can see it right here. Thanks everyone. Good luck opening your issues.